I've already done over 5 minutes for Facebook real quick, but I'm in here now. I want to get, hopefully my goal would be to get at least an hour. Hopefully I don't need to go to the bathroom, don't need anything like that. And we can just run this through. I think I'm good there. Still early enough in the morning, I think we'll get a good signal. Still been staying at a couple bars. Had a really good upper body session. You guys will see the vlog. We're shifting it all more towards bodybuilding while I'm cutting. How far do you walk? I have no idea. I tell you guys every day, plug it into a calculator. You know I do about 2 hours a day. Yesterday was 2 hours, 10 minutes at a brisk walk. So however long that is. What's up, Coach? Drop my like. What's up, Rufio? Appreciate it, brother. All right, man, we're getting likes in the first minute. That's going to be really good for a long vlog. That's going to be super good because it's going to be a long one. So that means it's going to hit a lot of feet. So keep those likes going. Drop a like, Wayne. That's right, Deep Wayne. 2 hours, that's good. So again, I'm using list cardio to create a calorie deficit. Essentially, this is how I'm going to cut. So that way I can keep my food really high, all my antioxidants high, quality of food high, get thermic effect way up, and recover from my training. Seth says, good morning, Seth. Let's get those likes rolling in. No, they're doing pretty good already, honestly. Likes, there we go, beautiful guys. I think a lot of people will enjoy the vlog today. Everything was 6+ reps. I'm really focusing on making sure I'm getting a lot of stuff into deep stretches, lengthened positions. I like doing stuff with rows to where I can make reels because they go viral. People hate all my rows. So you guys might laugh, but I've literally had multiple row videos on Facebook get over 50,000 views and people hating all my row form. They're like, you're never going to build a back with the way that you do row and pull up. I hear that all the time. Like you're getting zero lat, no lat at all. It's hilarious. And I mean, like one of them, I did that and I had over 1,000 people tell me, you're not getting any lat stimulus. I'm like, really? Then why do my lats hurt? They're big and they hurt. I literally get lat DOMs from some of it. But it's not working though. Okay, guys. And it's like they're just putting money in my pocket with this stupidity. It's great. But what I'm doing, most of my stuff is a lot of pause stretch stuff. You guys will see I'm doing more and more of that. Even my big three, I'm just going to extend the ranges of motion just to build more muscle, and it will carry over, right? Carries over pretty dang well. So I used my McDonald bar today. Whew. I took my dips deeper. I did pull-ups all from a dead hang every rep. Then I did cheat rows. I mean, I didn't do crazy, not like Ronnie Coleman level cheating, but I definitely strapped up so that I could get that stretch, and I stood on top of a taller plate, right? So again, tried to pause most of my, in a deep stretch on my laying extensions, did incline curls. So we're trying to do more and more deep stretch position while I'm cutting because I need to stimulate any hypertrophy I can. Right, the idea if you do stuff correctly, you shouldn't lose muscle when you cut, but people cut too fast, right? Use the flux method to where you just increase energy output so that you can keep calories high, keep all those anabolic hormones flowing, keep antioxidants satisfied so you can recover from everything and try to gain muscle, right? And that's the mistake people make. They don't try to gain muscle when they cut, and you need to be doing that. So that's going to be the name of the game. So we're still going to call it power building because I'm still doing a lot of 5s and 6s. I didn't do any 5s for upper body. It was all 6+. Guy says, hey, Baldy, you like my bald head? You like that? That's sexy. All right. 5 views, probably. Get those likes up again, guys. What happened? We have more likes. They went down a little bit. So what do you guys got going on? You guys know what I got going. Like I said, you'll see the vlog. And I think I'm going to start doing all my leg raises. I took all the shoulder work out and put it in the upper. I need to really do upper lower, but then that frees me up to do a little bit more low back work, maybe more ab work on the lower day. So I think I want to try to do like 3 sets of hanging leg raises on my leg days. And this day we start minimizing overlap. So So hopefully stuff recovers. So just fine tuning things. First I was doing shoulders on the lower just because my upper volumes were high, but I'm like, let's just push the volume out. We're doing all this cardio, work capacity should be good. Let's just run with it. But yeah, it was a lot of volume. It was 24 sets today because I literally hit arms on 3 sets for biceps and triceps each, but I had tons of pushing and pulling. But everything else got 6 sets. Pecs got 6, lats got 6, delts got 6. His client Doug still on the team? No, he hasn't been for a while. I haven't coached Doug in over a year. Doug is doing his own training now too. So Doug does personal training and OnlyFans. It's pretty much his gig. Like to appreciate. Yeah, dude, I don't get that worried, man. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, I'm bald. I mean, my hair started thinning in my 20s. I shaved the rest off, and it's like I have psoriasis, so I just shave it, man. It's not worth it. You know what I mean, dude? So it's not a big deal to me. Plus, I know a lot of women who like it, you know? Can't get that upset about it. I see that to a lot of guys, man. So many dudes. Doug does OnlyFans. He's making pretty good money, too. But yeah, no, the thing is, dudes get so upset about their hair. They're like, well, I'm trying to use this gear stack. It's a problem, so I'm going to this one. Then I'm having other side effects, but it doesn't hurt my hairline. And I'm like, is it that big of a deal? I mean, dude, if gear is going to make your hair thin, it's just going to do it 5 years sooner than it was going to happen anyways. You still have the genes for it. Just accept it. Just accept it. Go ahead and just bust out that 6-blade razor and make it smooth. Slap a little turtle wax on it. You know what I mean, guys? Get that shine on. Right? And just own it. Just own it. Which is why I laugh. People still do the not bald thing for me, but I'm just like, but I own it. What are you guys talking about? But at that time I wasn't as fully bald. I was still having to shave like 60% of my hair. So I'm like, it's thin. But you know, now it's like, I bet I have, I don't know. It's hard to say what percentage of my hair I've lost. I don't know though, because I just shave it. Right? Yo, Jason, do it jiggle. It jiggle, it swing, it does the helicopter. What are we talking about here? Get them likes up, though, guys. What are we doing? Get a few more likes. Greetings from Iceland. Hit that like button for Daddy. Come on now, get a few more. Let's get this up and flowing. Coach, are you team D? Hell no. I don't really care for those guys that much, to be honest. I don't even remember why they did a bunch of stuff I thought was stupid. Oh, because they're all flexible dieters and shit. Dude, anybody who promotes flexible dieting, I just can't get behind. Majority of people can't do that stuff. They're not wired for it. You know? Megan. Dude, Megan was such a clown. I used to clown Megan 10, 12 years ago. Actually, it was more than that. It was like 12 years ago. He got all mad because I'm just like, Megan, you're so fucking ignorant, dude. You don't know basic exercise science terminology. And I used to clown him about it. Like that's about 2012, 2013, 2014. I used to clown him back. He got pissed one time. But because he kept calling high frequency training overtraining, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not overtraining. It's probably Client Ted. I mean, there could be fakes of Client Ted now. Ted doesn't always tell me when he's in here. He comes in here a lot. But, Nick Burger, I don't even know what that means. Yeah. Because Megan kept calling high frequency training overtraining. And then he was promoting overtraining. And I'm like, and I told him flat out, Megan, you're a dumbass, dude. You need to just stop. You don't know what you're talking about. Just call it high frequency training. I'm like, you sound profoundly ignorant, because the way he was describing it like it was literally the scientific term for, and he was describing it that way. That's why it was funny, because he kept calling himself an exercise scientist. But he kept referring to training biceps every day as overtraining. Um, oh my God. And then what did they start calling it? Nucleus overload. And I'm just like, just stop, guys. Hi, bro. How are you? I'm doing good, man. We're keeping it real. We're talking, keeping a good pace, getting this cardio in. Just finished a really good upper body workout, about 24 work sets. So I want to get at least an hour of fasted cardio in. Then we're going to eat. We're going to hammer down some chicken, some brown rice, some potatoes, some avocados for breakfast. Can you dig it? You're like, man, yeah, man, I got a spoon. I'll dig it. All right, good. All right. So now you guys get Blaha unfiltered in here. That is really how I talk to my friends in real life. That's the Jason everybody actually knows. Like, did this cracker just call me home skillet? I'm like, yes. I just called you home skillet. That's your nickname now. Bro lunch. Are you in the sea? Yeah, I'll show you. Look, man, I'm in the sea. Under the water. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Under the water. Under the water. Under the water. Concrete sea. Are you a gooner? I don't know what a gooner is. Could you explain that to me? I'm walking. I can't go to Urban Dictionary right now. I'm doing cardio. So can somebody Urban Dictionary gooner to me? Keep in mind I'm old. I don't know all y'all slang. So Concho got a cruise. All right, take care, Ted. Ted, I'll get your vlog done tonight. I know you just finished Dynamic Lower, so we'll get a client vlog up for that. All right, guys, somebody Urban Dictionary gooner for me and get a copy paste. Because you guys throw this stuff at me and you don't explain what it means. Assume I'm a 48-year-old middle-aged Eastern European dude in Texas. I don't always say white dude because Eastern Europeans weren't always considered to be Caucasian. So back over to the point. Are you cutting weight or maintaining? I am cutting, but I haven't whooshed yet, so I'm still sitting at the same weight after doing 2 hours of cardio every day for 9 to 10 days now. It'll whoosh eventually. I mean, I am technically cutting, but am I losing weight yet? No. That's normal for me. I usually gain weight when I up my cardio, which I did. Now it's drifted back down to the starting weight. I literally told you and you ignored what? What are you talking about? Vance. You can't, that's a strange way to start a conversation. I don't know who you are. All right. Where are we at though? But yes, the idea deep Wayne is to cut down leaner. We're going to go ahead and trim on down. I'm big enough in terms of overall thing. I mean, I need to try to gain muscle on the cut. A gooner is a dissident who collects resources necessary to delete feds. Well, that's definitely not me. Maybe, hey, Marcinio, that's not a stupid question. It's too long of a question for me to read when I'm walking briskly. But if steroids are detrimental to strength muscle gain ratios, who told you that? How come numbers in tested powerlifting? Do you want me to use it in a sentence? Yes, Rage Troll. Rage Troll. I assume you're trying to get a raid out of me, but I got pretty thick skin, home skillet. I got crazy ass stalkers who send me crazier stuff 7 days a week than anything you could possibly come up with. Rage Troll. I promise you, the stuff I get sent on a daily basis for the past 10 years is worse than anything they will let you post in the stream without YouTube automatically hammering you and giving you a ban. So getting a rise out of me is pretty hard. All right. Marcinio. Yeah, it's a stupid question. Steroids make you stronger. And also people on here can also get very ripped for their weight class. They also allow really short guys to get really stacked. So once drugs come into the mix, it's that you have guys who are 5'7" can compete in the 100 kilo, right? So a lean guy in the 100 kilo who's 5'7" is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So no, they don't create a problem. They literally let you go down to, they allow you to go up weight classes relative to your height that a natural wouldn't be competitive in. Yeah, Ray, sure, come on, use it in a sentence, bro. Give me your best. And Rage, before you say something silly like, but you have a small penis. I have an OnlyFans. I got dick. Before you say, let me see, you don't get girls, I have 2 ex-wives. I had an ex-girlfriend who was a stripper who lived with me, who used to be in my videos, who I didn't marry. So, objectively speaking, whatever silly nonsense you're gonna throw at me probably is not gonna stick. But let's hear it, man. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Do fire away. Country doesn't goon. He turns on the cruise control. That's right. Yeah, we can get all flabbergasted, man. I got cardio to do. We got to keep this walk brisk. We got to burn through some of that fluff. Got to get leaner, get tighter, get stronger. Like I said, really, I can go down leaner. The best lifts I hit on camera this year, if I could do those in the 198, easy Worlds qualifier. I don't even have to hit those to qualify for Worlds, honestly. So, I mean, I've got to ask the question, am I strong enough? I'm 48 years old, guys. I don't know, as long as I can, anytime I go to a platform, get an elite total and get a Worlds qualifier, I'm probably okay, you know? So I need to lean out. I'm just too fluffy. It's not good for business. I'm comfortable where I am. I love where I'm at, by the way. Like, I don't like the really lean look, but I like money. You know what I mean, guys? How do you say that? I don't like abs, personally, on myself, but I like money. I like money a lot. Yeah, I recently looked at the record total for the 90 kilo tested class, and it's by 5'6" guy. Right. Yep. And that's how it works, Marcelo. Now, we better not be losing. I'm down to 1 bar. This is not good. There it goes, going back to 2. Because this is not supposed to have this problem this early in the day. They told me that tower is good in the morning. All right, get them likes up. Rage Troll, when are you going to post the sentence? If you did, the AI blocked it out, by the way. So you got to redo it, take out whatever profanity you put in because it didn't come through. I've been sitting here waiting. You let me down. All right, that's going to actually get me unmonetized. I got to get the hell away from that truck. Playing his stupid, goofy ass, ridiculous ass music coming through my stream. You're going to hit me with a copyright. Why is he listening to that shit so loud in the middle of the neighborhood? He doesn't even live here. He's like a delivery guy. What's he doing? Bitch, break yourself. All right, do you not know where you're at? You're up in the Karen hood with the homeowners association up in Spring, man. Dude, Karen will bust a cap in you. You don't even know. She'll bust a cap in you and then have the HOA send a letter to your house afterwards. That's how they roll up here. They roll hard. Right? You're deep in the hood. I keep laughing. I get trolls who are literally obsessed claiming I'm in Section 8 housing. There's no Section 8 housing in my neighborhood. The HOA doesn't allow it. I asked the president of the HOA, because he lives on my street, I know him personally. He told me straight up, we don't allow Section 8 housing in the neighborhood. It's crazy. What do you think of Mike Gizertel saying surgery is way harder than dating? What? I don't know about all that. I mean, you know, I really don't even have an opinion on that, to be fair. I really just don't have an opinion. My like is always appreciated, Peppermint. You're loyal, you're a good follower, always drop and coach them likes. It's noted, it's appreciated. I am really hungry already, and it's only 9, but I had a really hard upper workout. Like, we got a lot done. Let's see how all that does with my shoulder health and mobility more too, since I'm doing everything with deep stretches. Even my cheat rows was a deep stretch. Oh God, I hope that goes viral and I get 100,000 hits on Facebook and 10,000 people telling me I don't know how to row and I will never build my back. And then everyone's like, have y'all seen his back? He's got like a pro bodybuilder back. You know, because it's possible to do a deep stretch at the bottom of a row and not work your lats. It's like biomechanically even possible. People are that stupid. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? I didn't get good sleep last night, so how postponing my workout till tomorrow is, no, train today and then catch up on your sleep tonight. One bad night of sleep usually doesn't affect the first workout at all. It's the recovery after the workout. So you're gonna have to double down and get 10 hours tonight. Hit melatonin, Benadryl, whatever you gotta do, a little growth, you know. Can you dig it? A little bit of HGH. If I ever go back on HGH, I'm gonna bother with melatonin again. Like, why? Like, there's no supplement you ever need once drugs come into the mix. They're all kind of stupid. What's the point? HGH gives better sleep than melatonin. Piss people off. All right. Like, the supplement industry goes bankrupt the second we treat gear like we do all other minor recreational stuff like alcohol and cigarettes. It will bankrupt the supplement industry. As soon as people realize death and growth hormone really do anything you could possibly want from any garbage ass supplement. Oh, God. That's its own topic. So, but that's, I would say, Peppermint. There's your solution. Although I did see a good point raised, even though we do have emerging data on gear now showing that it doesn't really appear to be, this is what the leading scientists are saying, we don't actually can't find evidence it's actually that bad for you, you know, at least in reasonable amounts. I think the whole Sigma male concept is stupid. That's what I think about it. Like, any guy who runs around calling himself a Sigma male, I just assume by default it's at the bottom of the food chain. All right. Now, that being, unless he like owns his own business or something and he's balling like that. But I saw a point raised with that the other day of why so many gear people don't listen to doctors when it comes to anabolics, because doctors said for years, and that was the official stance, it was the American Medical Association all agreed in the US that their official statement would be that anabolics and testosterone don't improve performance or muscle growth. And they made that their official position. And so as soon as they did that, it created distrust in the lifting community, because the lifting world's like, what do you mean? These things all work. We can see they work. You get huge, you get jacked. So you're lying about them. Therefore, you don't know anything about them. I will not listen to anything you have to say about them. It actually killed the entire medical community's credibility with bodybuilders and steroid users. It completely killed their credibility in the 80s. From that point forward, Bodybuilders and lifters just told doctors, you clearly don't know anything about them, so I'm not interested in your advice on the wrist because you don't even know what the benefits are. You're ignorant. So that, but they lied intentionally, and that was the whole point. That was the entire purpose of that lie, was to discourage their use. But instead, it just made them look like either ignorant or obvious liars. So then the lifting community's response was, well, doctors don't know anything about steroids, so don't bother to listen to them. So they shot themselves in the foot with that. But that's its own whole giant spiel. Yogurt males, what's a yogurt male? What about alfalfa males? They're chewing hay. Look, the whole alpha beta thing is kind of a little silly using those terms, quite frankly, because it came from wolf studies, and it turns out the wolf studies were only on wolves in captivity, and it was families. It's not even realistic for the way a wolf pack works in the wild. So really, if you were to extrapolate what it turned out, the real stuff of what they were calling an alpha male and female and a wolf were mom and dad. So that's the really how it would translate. So it's just really silly. Turns out those were the parents of the pack, and the rest were their kids. So and so then you have that, and realistically what they try to apply it to is male social hierarchy, which is a real thing. There is absolutely a pecking order. You all learned it on the playground when you were little boys. You all knew real quick who the top dogs were. You figured out real quick in the pecking order who was in charge at 6 and 7 years old. You guys all remember it, okay? There's a hierarchy, there's a pecking order. The guys who try to use the term Sigma male, in my opinion, is just someone trying to pretend and cope for the fact that they weren't. And you're the top of that pecking order. There's no need to be that way. It's silly. All right. It just is what it is. All right. What we got going on? Did we drop? Because I only have one bar, and nobody has commented for like 3 or 4 minutes. Now I got 2 bars. I hope I did not lose my stream. That's detrimental to my outreach. And it shouldn't be happening this early. No, you're up and running. Good. Although the bar on this street, I'm going to get further down. Okay, you guys got to keep reminding me. So keep comments going. When you guys don't type anything for 3 or 4 minutes, I start thinking the stream dropped. All right. But I'm going to head back over this way. So yeah, this whole silly concept of a Sigma male, it sounds like a cope. And I'm not saying alpha and beta are actually real, but there is a rank. There's definitely a social pecking order in men. There are leaders, there's followers, there's people in the middle, right? And you all figured this out. You figure it out at work, you figure it out in your social circles, right? And it's been that way since our childhood. Men rank up. It is our natural instinct socially. And it's not a good or a bad thing. I mean, just because dudes are followers doesn't mean that they're weak or inferior. It just means they're team players. They're not interested in being in charge. They're not interested in setting the trends, setting the rules. Okay, so understand that difference. All right. Tried some box squats with bands at 5'5" today. Not bad, but it feels like 10 times better. I ran to 5x5, and I've done it for some clients for certain situations. I don't personally like it for speed work. I like staying at 3 or less. On squats, I like doubles. From this hour henceforth, we shall term them betas. Yeah, for all purposes, if you were to try to look at that silly alpha beta paradigm, which really isn't true, it should be a sliding scale of hierarchy. There's a pecking order. Guys who call themselves Sigma are just the betas who can't accept that. Would actually be the best classification. They're not leaders. That's it. They're down the pecking order. And if you get into really aggressive bullying circles as kids, that's the dude who got bullied. That's the guy who got his ass whipped. What are you talking about? because he wasn't in the circle. I don't know that that's necessarily a compliment to call yourself that. You know, I got in a lot of fights as a kid though. Like in today's world and the rules, like it wouldn't have flown. You know. And I don't like to fight. I don't get in fights as an adult. I'm not a violent person, but as a kid I was. When I was 6 years old, yeah, one little joke and I popped somebody in the face or would hit them with something. I got in trouble for it a lot. But I also had a bad childhood. You know, I'm a serious abuse survivor. And so therefore I had anger issues as a kid. So for me, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I was as a kid. One minor bullying and I'd stab you with a pencil. I throw my book at your face in the middle of the classroom. Like I got in a lot of trouble. But dude, I got popped like every day. I got spanked at school by the teachers like on a daily basis. Every day. But they had a law here where they couldn't give you more than 3 pops a day. So once you got your 3, you're in the clear. All right. Even kids need to defend themselves. Coach, do you like bench frequency 3 times a week? No. I think benching 3 times a week is a good way to destroy your shoulders. Next. Do you see me doing that personally? I did for a little while, a long time ago, but man, nope. You're gonna go heavy once a week. You can do lighter twice or speed work. If you're gonna go lighter, you can do twice. You know, like I'm doing now, like I did sets of 8 today. I did 3 sets of 8 on my benching. Okay, no big deal. I can do that twice a week. Peppermint said A-mail. But no, so I mean, my own childhood with that's not bragging. It's not saying I was a tough kid. I'm saying I had behavioral issues because I was being abused. Being abused away from school, so I was violent, really, really violent as a kid. So that was my immediate, but people learn to not mess with you. Like, dude, they don't want to pick on the kid who stabs one of the other kids with a pencil and breaks it off in his leg when they try to bully him. They leave you the fuck alone. Thoughts on dips for chest size. I think dips are phenomenal for chest size. If you get deep and you get a good forward lean, or one of the better lifts. Yeah, bullying's common in my school too. You know? The same for me. I mean, we moved into the Houston area from the country and I got my last name. You know, my Slavic last name, Blaha. I can tell you right now, as a kid, the number of people I punched in the mouth for the Blaha thing. Because every new class, you know, with other new people who didn't know you, you're going to have to do it again over and over. But I figured that out real quick. Like once people see you hit somebody in the mouth over it, even when you're like 7, they don't do it. Like, dude, he'll hit you. Like you can't do that, Blaha. But yeah, no, I got that a lot. So, but every new set of kids, because that was the first thing every kid did with the name, it was always Blaha. So I'm like, dude, I would just hit somebody in the mouth for it the first day, every time, and it went away. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, all the way up to about 12. New people who didn't know you yet in different classes. You just got to go down the road. One of the biggest, yeah, I've always been bigger. I've always had wide shoulders. Well, what happens though too, like deep, then you get guys who they want to be your friend because they know you'll keep them safe. It's like, man. So then before long, you kind of become the head of your little circle of friends because they're like, yeah, dude, he'll be somebody's ass, man. Like, let's go hang with him. We're safe. Like, we're not going to get picked on. So that was kind of childhood for me. But no, my name alone I had to get in a lot of fist fights over my last name. Once I moved from an area where everyone wasn't Slavic, like the little community I started in, it was just normal. Yeah, I thought so, Coach. Like if I quit lifting and really just became a cardio guy, I'd still be bigger than the average person. Like I've always had really wide shoulders and stuff. So, rich kids and fighters were always on top, pretty much. Fist fights when I was in school were an everyday. Peppermint, they weren't mine too. Like, so when I hear people talk about that today, it's really strange to me at 48 that they're like, oh, they all get expelled for it. I'm like, really? Dude, I got in so many fist fights. I mean, we got in trouble. We got detention. We got pops. They called it pops. So they spanked you with a paddle. In school, the teachers did, the principal did it. But the law at the time, you weren't allowed to be popped more than 3 pops in a single day. There was a cutoff. So that was usually your first, like you were in the clear. So you get in a fist fight, you pop some other kid in the nose over something, you get your 3 pops, but you don't get in any further trouble till you do it again and they'll give you a detention or something. You'll get a lunch detention or a 30-minute after school detention. And but you weren't suspended. Like we got in fights all the time. It was normal. Like it was literally an everyday occurrence. You saw a fight every day. When I was 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, it was normal. The teachers broke them up. Like it was literally a 5 day a week thing at school. You always saw someone in a fight. And then everyone circles around and cheers and they want to watch the spectacle. Yeah, someone always having a scrap. I mean, exactly. That's how it was when I was a kid. So it seems weird to me today that people talk differently. And it's like, to me, that just feels strange because I have no experience of what it would be like growing up at a school where people weren't in fist fights and scraps pretty much daily. Like, really? You telling me you guys went a whole week? And they're like, well, because they all got expelled. I'm like, you can't expel kids. That was their thought. You can't expel them from school. They're not going to get an education. You just sort it out. Me being in my 50s, how do you see yourself training as you get older with frequency, intensities? Do changing numbers matter? I mean, I'm 48. I don't know. I mean, some of my older people, I'll be fair, dude. I've had guys who were 60 on conjugate who were still doing good. I had a 60-year-old client who could still deadlift 400 pounds. But we did conjugate with 4-day conjugate for him, moderate volume. Maybe one day I'll go down to 3 days a week. Like I could see myself eventually settling in as I get older with just a 3-day push pull legs or something, just to try to hold on to whatever size. But I've also accepted, Geo, I can't keep staying at the body weights I'm at, even if it's muscle. Like, I need to trim down. Really shouldn't even be at 220. I just need to trim down leaner. But eventually, I mean, in my 50s, I'm probably going to need to go under 200 pounds and just stay real lean. Probably be good. Deadlift 600 tonight, that'd be crazy. But yeah, Geo, I mean, main thing is you can't have junk volume in your training in your 50s. That's obvious. So doing more than about 10, 11, 12 sets for a muscle in a week would be really dumb. You shouldn't be training more than 4 days a week, that's for sure. Not lifting. You're gonna have to moderate your heavy stuff. That's what you've got to look at. So, I mean, basically you can't afford junk volume and you can't be lifting like every day. Focus on tendon health because that's the stuff that gets harder. Our tendons get beat up more the older we get, unless you're using growth to offset that, because we're just making less IGF-1 and stuff. Main thing is diet, though, too, as you're in your 50s. You're going to absorb less protein. You have to have more. Antioxidant status. You know, plus your metabolic rate may go down with getting a little older. You can't afford junk. You've got to have more food with a high antioxidant status. You just got to keep inflammation down, keep oxidative stress down, and your diet needs to reflect that. You can't overtrain. You know, but that being said, some guy tells you, can I not get strong? That's no excuse to not deadlift 500 pounds. Not what we're all. But you got to pay a lot of attention to those recovery factors, right? You're not 25 anymore. So that's the stuff that absolutely has to be addressed and has to change. You know, fair take, Gio. But you can chase numbers a little bit, but I mean, you've got to really, really watch your heavy volumes. Like, I'm gonna go so far as to say that either a heavy single or a heavy top set, squat, bench, or deadlift, like 1 a week. 1. Right? Or even for lower, maybe only 1 for lower at all, whether it's a squat or a deadlift in a single week. Focus on muscle. Focus on tendons. You can still chase numbers. You just can't be in there doing 6 sets of really heavy stuff, really heavy a week. It's going to bury you. Because you're also not going to use the drugs to offset it in your 50s. You're not going to be like, well, I can just run a gram and test and sort it out. Yeah, no, I don't think so. And the candle's burning at both ends. You know, this, again, the things that we have to think about. So it's all balance, it's all fatigue management, it's all looking at your total recovery. You know, recovery, yes, coach, exactly, thanks. So, and I say that even for younger guys, recovery is everything, but they just have more of it. We get older, dude, you got it. You have to focus on recovery. You can train hard, you can train your ass off, but you better be focused on the recovery, because we don't bounce back the same as we get older. And I can see it at 48 already. Like, I know it's a different game. So I laugh when I have people who talk smack who are in their 20s or their 30 and they try to come trash talk me. I'm like, dude, you guys have no idea. You are going to be in for a rude awakening. You want to trash talk me. You get into your late 40s. You are going to feel real dumb. You're like, man, I don't know how you still did this. Whereas a lot of older coaches I know acknowledge that. They're like, yeah, you're a little bit of an anomaly. To be fair, nice chest hair, appreciate it. 3 times a week, 1 heavy day, and I'm tired. The other 2 days I go moderate. Yeah, Gio, I think that's a reasonable approach, you know? So again, as we get older, you've got to limit the heavy work. Not saying you can't chase big numbers. Not saying you can't. Not saying you can't even compete in powerlifting. You can. You just can't beat yourself into the ground with a lot of heavy work. Nice chest hair. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Growing out the chest. Take the hair off everywhere else, but I'm keeping the chest and stomach for now until we get a bit leaner. And I might take it off, but I might not. You know, might not need to take it off. Man, we're getting good cardio time in though. My hunger's down a little bit too. That's good. So I'm going to run this out longer, of course. See if we can get those likes up and get a few more people in here, get the views higher. We had good views by the end of the one yesterday, but it was really long because it was earlier. It was a non-lifting day. There we go, get them likes up. Because that'll help get a few more people in the feed. But I'm going to run at least another 15. All right? I did do a Facebook before this. But, you know, smash that like button, guys. Exactly, Deep. You tell them. Hit that like button, guys. Come on. Guy telling me nice chest hair will give me a like for it. And, yeah, the vlog's going to be a little longer today because the volumes are going up. Again, trying to get 12 sets a week for each muscle. Although I don't know that biceps are really getting that because I did all overhand stuff except for my curls. But I don't know. I mean, we did 9 different pulls with overhand. Did we count any of that as biceps? But I only did 3 sets of incline curls to failure. But we'll train them again later in the week. I don't know. But everything was pretty deep stretch position movements other than delts. Only so much I can do there with the equipment I have. I did upright rows, and then I did rear delt raises on my incline bench, but I PR'd on those. I upped the weight. I also got deeper on those dips, so I didn't increase dips, but I'm focusing on trying to just get as deep as absolutely possible. I want to keep increasing the range of motion. Same with my McDonald bar. I'm going to what feels like the absolute bottom stretch, but it's probably only 2 inches at most deeper than my normal bench. So if that, I don't want to keep working on those stretch position ranges of motion. Same with those tricep extensions with that pullover effect. I'm trying to pause a lot of the reps at the stretch so that we get a deeper stretch. And of course, I got people like, you're leaving reps in reserve. I'm really not. It's just that they're used to seeing me not go quite as deep and using more weight for more reps. But like when I do that deep stretch on those, like 110 pounds on those laying extensions, if I stretch it as deep as I can, and I pause a lot of the reps in that stretch, 8 or 9 reps with 110 pounds is really hard. Like I'm cheating on the last rep or two to even lock it. So people will say that stuff. They're like, oh, you had 5 reps in reserve. I'm like, dude, I literally broke form on the last rep just to lock it. I had to cheat. Like, I don't think that's reps in reserve. But I did all my curls to failure today. Yeah, we'll see. I'll catch some flack for the cheat rows. People always hate all my rowing. They hate all my rowing. I get so much hate. Oh man, the sun is making this harder to read, but I can still see it some. We're good. But it is getting brighter. I'll see if I can find a little bit of shade for the last bit here. I don't know that I want to wait too late to eat though. I mean, I didn't want to eat. I don't like to eat before 10 or 11, but I may be home at 9:30 or so and I need a quick shower and I probably do need to eat. I really do care about gaining muscle from the upper days in spite of a cut. So we do got to watch how deep of a fasted deficit we're creating during the fasting window. You said you're chasing a 405 bench. I didn't say that. Arsenio, where did you hear me say anytime recently any of that? I'm cutting right now. I've been saying for over a week that if my best lifts this year, I did those in the 198, I go to Worlds. That's very much an elite total. It's like an elite total with like 50 or 60 pounds to spare. So no, I don't never need to bench 405 at this point. I mean, it would be nice, but there's no way I'm going to do it at a lighter body weight than I am now. It's not with my levers. So, have not seen your back. I know, right, Peppermint? Dudes will say this in my rowing videos, but they don't always see my back fully in the rowing videos because they're side shots and I'm not always walking away from the camera. They'll say it. It's hilarious. In fact, one of the guys got in an argument with me and he literally made a clip showing me, this is how you do a row with a dumbbell. And he was way smaller than me. And he admitted though, he's like, dude, you're way leaner than me. He was kind of tubby and he wasn't really bigger than me. And he tried to show me how to do a row and made a demonstration and sent it to me in Messenger. And he did that silly hip swing shit with a dumbbell. And I'm just like, dudes, just stop. Thoughts on Vegan Gains on gear? I thought we determined years ago Vegan Gains uses gear. Do we care? I mean, do we really care? Is he even a lifter? He doesn't squat or deadlift. I don't care. He's basically a grifter, right? That's all he is. He's He's not a coach. He doesn't coach people. He never competed in anything. He's just a grifter. He's a sociopath vegan who trolls people for money. That's all he is. So why is he even a conversation in fitness at all? All right. See an almost 1,500 pound total at 198, 50 years old. That's insane. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even need a 1,500 though. I don't need that for an elite and a master's too. I need to go check it, but it's probably like 1,300 to be elite. I'll double check though, I don't know. But I mean, so take what I hit earlier this year, just gym lifts, right? Easy, all easy, meat legal. 500 squat, 585 deadlift, 335 flat back bench with a 2-cat pause, right? Right, he taped his grandpa having a target, put it on YouTube, exactly. That's all we need to know. Now, I did get that there was some backstory people said later that might have appeared that he said his grandpa may have abused him as a kid, in which case I totally understand. But how do I put this? You don't put that up on YouTube. If you're a child abuser, mocking them as they're dying, I don't have a problem with that. Like, let me be clear. I have no moral issue with that at all. You know what I mean? If that's the case, I'm not going to slight him for mocking his child abuser on their deathbed. Just like when my main abuser who molested me as a child, when I found out the cause of his death, I laughed and I actually went and pissed on his grave. I literally pissed on his gravestone. But I didn't put that up on the internet. I didn't film it, you know? But I totally get the mocking. And I agree with that. I mean, that's fine, dude. If that's what you need to do for your catharsis, by all means, do what you have to do. But yeah, the filming it, come on, guys. So that tells us a lot about what's going on. So then he made it into a for-profit thing and put it all up on the internet. Hi, bro. I go back for you. Awesome. Appreciate it. So therein lay the issue, say, with Vegan Gains' character. So let me be clear. I'm not faulting him. If his grandpa really did abuse him and him mocking him as he's dying, bro, I have no issue with that. Like, do what you have to do, Richard. If you need that for your healing, do whatever it takes, right? But the filming it, and then not even necessarily in the filming, if you could have called him on something, call him on the fact that he was a pederass. But the animal thing, oh, you're dying because you eat animal stuff, yeah, just stop. He's a junk food vegan. He's going to die from his garbage diet too. You know. All right. So that's my thoughts on that. I really want to run this a bit longer, but I'm also running into light issues too. I can read, but we're not getting questions anymore either. They have died off. Maybe the conversation got a little deep for people. They don't know what to say there. So, you know. But yeah, I mean, I get the thing with the abuser. But again, address that point. Turning it into your silly goofball vegan crusade, your goofy religion, which he doesn't care about animals. He's a sociopath. He's an admitted sociopath. So a lot of vegans are sociopaths, and it's done for social masking purposes, because then they can express their hatred for humans and pretending it's about love of animals, when it really is the fact that they hate humans. Which is why I slept quiet. Playing any games lately? I haven't played any video games for years. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Paul. Yeah, that's why I kept quiet. I'm walking right now and my ankles hurt. We'll toughen them up. I'm walking like 2 hours a day in work boots. My ankles don't hurt, and I'm a 220-pound lifter. What's wrong with your ankles? Fix your diet. Do you eat a lot of it? Do you eat inflammatory foods? Do you eat refined sugars? Do you eat butter? Do you eat bacon? Do you eat foods that are going to inflame your joints? Fix that first. Higher antioxidant status, more healthy fats. I didn't ask you if you're vegan, that's irrelevant. Lots of vegans eat garbage diets, okay? Are you a fry my food in coconut oil and eat table sugar type of vegan? Then that's why your ankles hurt. You also probably have dietary deficiencies because you're a vegan. So, you've got joints that hurt and you're following a silly vegan diet. There are solutions here. Get rid of this nonsense. Right? It's not in your best interest to be vegan. Irrespective of what your ethical views are, they're very skewed. And those ethical views built upon a lot of fallacies. You're free to have them, but I'm going to always call you on it. But in terms of your health, yeah, you only eat cabbages. All right, now we know you're a troll. We know you're a troll. So I'm going to be forced to run this a little longer than the hour because of the street I just went down. I made it kind of difficult to get back to my house fast. Where's the name Blaha from? Originally, the country was called Czechoslovakia. The region where it is now from, because it's split up and reformed a few times. So it was called Czechoslovakia when my ancestors came over here. That area is now called Czechia. And in Czech, Blaha means good. So my name literally translates to Jason Good. Isn't that ironic? All right. So yes, I am Slavic. Cheeky breaky, suka blayed. All right, actually be more of Yashamash. So yes, Borat stole my culture. The Yashamash thing is a Czech greeting. It's literally Czech. That's why I laugh when I heard Borat. I'm like, he's talking Czech. What is this? Is not from whatever Kazakhstan. He's literally speaking Czech. Been focusing on high carbs from rice, fruit, oats, vegetables, lean protein from fish, dairy, and feeling good. There you go. How many meals do you say that you incorporate starch like rice, potatoes? All of them? I eat protein and starch at every meal, pretty much, unless I do just fruit for that meal. Sometimes I do like cantaloupe. Yeah, it's cultural appropriation. Borat literally being running around screaming Yashamash. It's like, dude, my people, we want justice. All right. So Deep Wayne, I've got brown rice and potatoes in my Instapot right now. I'll probably do some oats later. And I use milk and Greek yogurt and some walnuts and peanut butter in those oats later too. So, I've added some healthy fats back in. Doing the ultra low fat is really making me start get really hungry late in the day. I'm not doing this anymore. It works, but I need the healthy fats. I need them for satiety and recovery. Just keep hammering the cardio to get lean. Hey, Jenner, being a dumbass who doesn't know nutrition is bad for you. Starch is bad for you. That is probably the single most medically moronic nutrition statement a human being could utter. And I do mean that. You are aware, and this is what most doctors and dietitians, like registered dietitians, will tell you. You do realize starch is the primary fuel source of Homo sapiens, right? You're aware of this through all of history. So basically, you just outed yourself as a complete ignoramus regarding nutrition, regarding human evolution, regarding historical eating trends, epidemiology. Your statement is so profoundly ignorant that it is possibly the most stupid thing anyone could even say nutritionally while trying to sound serious. Coach, you motivated me to train and not pussy out because of lack of sleep. Yeah, catch up on the sleep tonight. The head of our surgeon is whatever. Thanks for answering. Josh, I'm not knowledgeable when it comes to working out, but you recommend body weight exercises over weight training over a certain age? No, absolutely not. Barbell lifts should generally be your foundation. And I like weighted body weight movements too. I do plenty of them. I do multiple of them every week on camera. Right? Hey, Jennifer, potatoes are less fattening than most things. So, okay, perfect example. Here's how dumb your statement is. First of all, you do realize humans don't convert starch to body fat, number one. Number two, potatoes, calorie for calorie, when in satiety testing, actually have the highest satiety index of any carbohydrate. So you're least likely to overeat them. So let's put it a different way. How about if you just eat any food in excess and you sit on the couch? What's going to happen? You're going to get fat. Potatoes, you're going to get way, way, way less fat than most other foods, to answer your question. Right. So, no, yeah, I'm going to be mean about it. No, absolutely. When people come in and they give intentional butt fucking retarded disinformation that hurts people, I'm going to be a fucking asshole. And I will do it to their face. People who know me in real life be like, damn, dude. I'm like, do not spread your bullshit fucking information like that to people. I've called friends on that. Like, cussed them out. Like, don't be spreading your stupid fucking bullshit. Stop. You're hurting people. You're going to kill people. Fucking stop. So that applies to this jackass too. So, fuck you. Get out of my stream. How's that for being nice? That level of disinformation should be an executable penalty. We should literally give them the death penalty because they're killing people. All right, that's how I feel about that. Next. Mr. Blaha, have you used Ozempic? No, I've not messed with any GLP-1s. I lost 150 pounds when I was younger through running. Before any of those drugs existed, I did it the hard way. Jennifer got the punishment. Executable penalty, maybe a little. No, I'm not. I've already said the carnivore people should be executed. I've said that as an official public statement. Sean Baker is a mass murderer. What's his name? That whatever fix your bedroom guy with his goofball daughter. He is a mass murderer. Charge them with crimes against humanity and hang them on public television. Done. Jordan Peterson. Fuck that guy with his pushing the carnivore. Vegetables are bad for you. Yeah. There you go. You guys got Coach all fired up with your stupid shit. Now I had to cuss. That's going to be, a whole video is going to be made on that whole rant, by the way. People are going to download it. Revival Fitness, him too. Jason, what do you think about Indian? I don't know anything about Indian vegetarian dishes. 150 pounds is very impressive. I was like 320-ish. I don't know the exact number, but I got down to 170 because I was scared to weigh myself. I was too fat. I was over 300 though. Peterson knows how to give really bad disinformation that's going to kill people about nutrition. I don't care about his other work. It's irrelevant to me. To me, he's that carnivore guy with a moron daughter who literally has a medical condition that all the experts say 80% of people outgrow of. Her diet probably didn't do it. It just happens on its own. That's what the leading experts have said about her medical condition. So he's a fraud. He's a fraud promoting a fad diet that's going to kill people, using his daughter as an example. When if you guys did 5 minutes of research, you would know that diet did not cure her medical condition. That's all I need to know about him. I don't need to see his other work. He's not a great man. He's a mass murderer. So, he is literally a fraud. Because he's using his daughter, And that's a lie. Again, if you look at that medical condition, the type of arthritis and autoimmune issue she has versus the age, the symptoms cleared, the diet didn't do it at all. So he's a fraud, and he knows this if he researched medical issue. He does promote the diet. He is responsible for it going mainstream. He is responsible. And he should be charged with a crime for it. Now, no, I wouldn't try it. It's fucking stupid. Okay, I've had enough basic nutrition and I read meta-analysis. I'm not stupid enough to try it. Right? So by telling me you think I would try it, you're saying I'm an idiot. You're accusing me of being mentally handicapped and ignorant of nutrition. Is that what you're saying? So yeah, he's got up and promoted it for millions of people. He's a piece of shit. So whatever other work he's done, is irrelevant. He's a fraud and a con man who's committing mass murder. Why do I care about whatever silly stuff he says about your bedroom? Done. Now, my rant is over. This cardio's over. That helped me push past this last bit. I need to get a shower, get my breakfast. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.